hire some more doctors for the night shift. So we have someone here who's a people person and a hard worker. He has pretty high general medicine and diagnosis, acute medicine and advanced diagnosis, so I'll hire him. And we are now open at night. Hey guys, welcome to Unmodded Gaming. I'm the Unmodded Gamer and I'm back with more Project Hospital. Now, in the last episode I opened the neurology department and I had a patient come in with something really bad, either an aortic rupture or traumatic cardiac arrest. But I was too fast with getting him hospitalized, so they haven't done a blood transfusion. They did do a pressure bandage, and a monitored patient is collapsing at the cardiology department. He's having a heart failure. Angina pectoris. Hang on, I'm just gonna pause the game real quick because I saw three things happening at the same time. First of all, the patient that was being transported to the cardiology department with either a aortic rupture or a heart attack, who is probably now in the elevator. Then we have John Barkley here with angina pectoris, and that refers to a chest pain caused by insufficient blood flow to the heart muscle. Angina pectoris is often one of the symptoms of coronary artery disease. It can be treated with nitrates. He is getting nitrates, but since he has a heart failure, I'm going to use a defibrillator and send him to the ICU. And the second thing I saw was this. They brought the patient in from emergency. I'm not quite sure where exactly this patient came from. Maybe he or she just walked in through the reception area and she just got hospitalized. I don't know. But what I do know is that she doesn't have a diagnosis yet, and it could either be a portal vein thrombosis, and that refers to a condition where the portal vein, the large vein from the intestines to the liver, is blocked by blood clot, or it could be gallstones, and that are concretions of usually made from bilirubin, bile acids and calcium formed in the gallbladder. Gallstones usually do not cause symptoms, however, if they block the bile duct, they can cause a variety of serious conditions. So that is usually very painful. It gives people stomach ache. They're doing a fast on her now. I'd suggest they do an angiography on her too. I'm going to make this my favorite patient, and I'm going to continue the game, and I'll monitor the right, has been diagnosed, portal vein thrombosis. That means I'm going to give her back to the doctors. They'll probably know what is best to do for her. I'm going to make Mark White my new favorite patient, because he could collapse at any moment, just like John Barkley did. He's still collapsing, but he is being looked after. And we got a complicated diagnosis here. Okay. Well, let's do some stool collecting then for that patient. And maybe a CT angiography. Right, let's head back to the patient we had at cardiology. Now, I haven't done anything with John Barkley here because I'm sending him to the ICU, and I have marked the ICU as to take over all the patients that are there. Let me just find that. Right, over here is it? It is. So certainty high, no chief doctor yet, and automatically take over all patients at this department. So if that patient were to come in and go to hang on. High hazard. Yes, I know that. Right. If a patient were to come in there, he'd be under my control. So I just got a warning sign saying that this patient is a high hazard patient. I know, but there isn't really much I can do with that, because he already has nitrates, and apart from that there isn't really much I can do for him. I could try to find some more symptoms, but for now he's still undergoing stabilization. And in case you are wondering what that was all about, I have gotten a new Doctor Mode DLC for this hospital, or for this game I should say. I'm not using it right now, but it's apparently gave a notification. I didn't know it would do that. Let me see, who are they performing the surgery on? Patricia Moore. Hip something. And Mark White is transported to an examination. They're going to do a blood pressure measurement. He has got a blood transfusion, HDU hospitalization, emergency care, TC hospitalization, and pressure bandage. Which is all very good and very helpful, but we still don't know what he is suffering from, whether it is an aortic rupture or a traumatic cardiac arrest. Now he's saying that this patient just had a blood test, a blood draw I should say. I'm going to leave it there, maybe give some things for his stomach, but apart from that I'm not going to worry too much about that patient, because he is stabilized and he is well, getting better. So that was why I wanted to play this game with you guys, because there's just a lot happening at the same time, making for an interesting, shall we say, game. We have Susan Gonzalez again with portal vein thrombosis. Let me see, thrombolytics or something. She's already getting Wait, why are they still doing any geography test? Well, never mind. She's getting her medication, so she should be fine. And here we have Mark White, who is having an ECG. And I have treated 50 patients per day. Okay. I've purchased 2 ambulances, well I actually have 3. So that is also good. And there was just 1 ambulance that left, I now remember. So he is having an ECG and I'm going to do a USG afterwards. Because I'm in a doubt that they're gonna find anything on that ECG. And if he does have a traumatic aortic rupture, they're gonna find it with an USG. If you have a cardiac arrest, they're also gonna find it that way. Or maybe if he has an irregular heartbeat, that could be something they'd see on an ECG, but he still doesn't have a diagnosis, so let's hope his USG is going to be taken ASAP, because he can of course collapse at any time. And we are now having another patient come in by the ambulance. Let's see what that is. Kate Hill with a disease I cannot pronounce, but it is a disease where plaque are built up inside the carotid arteries of the body. I'll just pause it so I can read it. Large arteries running from the aorta to the head, hardening and narrowing them, thereby reducing the flow of blood. It could be asymptomatic for decades. Symptoms often appear when arteries becomes more than half blocked. She is feeling numbness, she is fainting, which is suppressed. And she has weakness, but she has 5 more hidden symptoms, some of which she could pass away from. Let me see what those could be. Hypertension. So I'll just get a blood pressure measurement to see if she has that. And we need to do an echo, but we cannot do that at emergency. Cannot be prescribed at this department. Pulmonary artery blockage, angiography, and that is it for now. There's nothing more I can do to help her with that at emergency. I'll just keep an eye on her and see if she is getting any better. And maybe after she has gotten some medications, she can go to the cardiology department and let her echo be made. And now that we are looking at all this, we can see that we have another patient here, Brooke Martinez, who doesn't have a diagnosis yet, but the chance is pretty high that she is going to the cardiology department. Hang on, Jordan Barkley, okay. Elevated LDL. Well, I'll just leave him alone for now. The clinic has closed for patients. There were still 2 patients waiting. Well, let's see if I can do something about that. I will go ahead and hire some more doctors for the night shift. So we have someone here who's a people person and a hard worker. He has pretty high general medicine and diagnosis. Acute medicine and advanced diagnosis, so I'll hire him. And we are now open at night. So So we're growing fast. David Wilson, I'll hire him too. So I'll only hire like 4. An intern, Carol Davis. Resistance, hard worker, diagnostic genius. No hidden perks, so I like her. And then we have one more doctor, Charles Lee. He doesn't have a secondary specialization, but he is a night owl. Works much more efficiently during the night. Okay. So let me just go ahead and hire one more cleaner for the nights. Maybe like in the here at emergency. So that we can now accept patients in the hospital at any time of the day. So there will be patients coming in normally, like him for example. I cannot click him because he is not going to this hospital, but he could be going there. And that also means that I'm going to hire some more people for the night shift at radiology. Now as you can see right here, we already have someone for the CT. I'll just hire someone for the cardiography unit here as well. And maybe someone for the MRI. Sorry. So we are growing fast. Even though I did have to rebuild this hospital because I lost some things when I got my new PC. So I want to find out what is Brooke Martinez's condition. I'll try a differential diagnosis and an angiography. Once Kate Hill is done, Brooke Martinez can go on there. And I'll be returning for now to my patients. One at the ICU and 2 more at cardiology. He's having a USG. So that is good. And there is Susan Gonzalez again. Charles Thomas. Myocarditis. An inflammation of the heart's muscle, also known as myocardium, affecting the ability of the heart to pump blood properly and also the heart's electrical system, potentially giving rise to different to irregular and abnormal heart rhythms. And Mark White has aortic rupture, which means he's gonna get a cardiovascular surgery. Okay. That looks good. And we have Kate Hill. She isn't in danger anymore. I can just let her go and be taken over by the doctors. And there are still some bugs in this game, and this is one of them. I don't know what happened to her, but she looks like she is cut in half. And here we have James Hall. And Fraser Young, who also doesn't have a diagnosis yet. He's having an MRI taken. Well, let's just also do an angiography after that. It's gonna get pretty busy here. Let me just have a look. He is getting a cardiovascular surgery. Okay. Well, that is all very good. We have been working pretty efficiently. But that will conclude it for this hectic episode. I hope I'll see you next time. Subscribe for more. This was the Unmodded Gamer, and stay unmodded.